How I did 100% seller finance acquisition. In this video, I'll be talking about how I did 100% seller finance acquisition and also the time that I refused 100% seller finance acquisition. So when it comes down to 100% seller finance acquisitions, I am very suspicious when a business owner is willing to do 100% seller finance acquisition. Why? And on this channel, we only ever talk about high quality, profitable businesses. There are so many business owners out there who've got distressed businesses or businesses which are almost distressed who are willing to do 100% seller finance. I'm not talking about those. In fact, that was the deal that I refused in the sense that, well, it wasn't distressed, but it wasn't meeting our criteria. So coming back to the main point, a business owner came up to us and they said, right, we're willing to looking to sell our business. So what I normally do is that I look at the particular business, and if I think that it doesn't meet our criteria, then I say, no, sorry, I'm not interested. Okay. So this business was on the borderline of meeting our criteria. And we were like, you know what, this business is good business. However, it doesn't kind of meet our criteria at the moment. So go out onto the market and find whoever else wants to buy your business. I always do this for business owners or after understanding their particular situation. And you can't do this with every single business owner. You do it with the right type of business owner. In this particular situation, it was a situation where the actual owner had passed away and it was the children who had the business. So they wanted to get rid of it. And it was a high quality business, like I said, but it just didn't meet our criteria. So I said, no, you know what? Go and find other people. And if you can't find anyone, then you can come back to me. But the only way that I'm willing to do this deal is if it's a no money down deal. So I sowed the seeds of 100% seller finance in that person's mind. Anyway, this happened, and about 7 months later, I got a call from the business owners and they said, right, we are willing to do that kind of deal. What they had done is that they went out to market and they couldn't find anyone who was suitable for their business, in the sense that they were looking for someone who can take good care of the business and to ensure that it grows to the strength after strength. So they thought that we were the best people for that. And they came back to us and they said, right, we're willing to do that kind of deal. And even then, I still didn't accept. Well, I said, right, let's do our checks and find out whether it still meets our criteria or not. So then we done our initial bit of due diligence to make sure that everything checks out, that is a good high quality business. Then we started with the process of doing 100% seller finance. Now, when it comes down to 100% seller finance, there's a couple of things that you need to talk about to the seller. So it's how is the seller going to be paid? Now, this is really all up to negotiation. There are so many different ways that you can structure a 100% seller finance deal. In this case, we just done a flat fee deferred payment every single year to the seller. Now, you don't have to do that. You can do earnouts and you can do link to turnover. You can do link to profitability. You can do, and the way that you pay out, in this particular one, we're paying out every single quarter. We're making payments. So it could be, you could pay monthly. It could be that you pay at the end of the year. It could be that you pay after 2 years, for example. There's no hard and fast rule, because remember, this is essentially like raising private finance. This is what we've done. We've raised private finance from the seller themselves. So in this case, we said, right, it's only right and fair that we give a fixed amount every single year over the next 4 years. And that's how that particular deal came about. So again, I started off suspicious and I planted the seed about only doing this deal as a 100% seller finance deal. But one thing I must say, we're very strict on our criteria. You need to have a good deal specification. And there's a video on my channel at the moment. I'm sure I'll make so many more as well. So it depends on, when you're watching this video, there may be more videos about how you need to have a very good deal specification. I got a document called the Target Acquisition Profile Builder, and that my clients use that to build a particular target acquisition profile to make sure that they're buying the right type of business. Anyway, but besides the point, coming back to this story, is that it met our criteria. We've done our checks. You still need to do all of your checks. See, a lot of people become lax. They become like, oh, this is 100% seller finance deal. We have to do this. No, don't be like that. You still have to do all of your due diligence to make sure that it's a good high quality business. If you start giving in and start cutting corners and don't look at the deal in the same amount of detail as you do when you're raising finance or when you're putting cash in yourself, then that's when you're going to make mistakes. So always do the same amount of checks when you're doing a 100% seller finance deal. So that was the deal that we did. What about the deal that we refused? So there was a business that came to us, business owner that came to us, and they were open. Initially, they weren't open, in fact, to doing a 100% seller finance deal, and they wanted to negotiate. And we done our initial checks, and we said, look, this business, the only way that this deal can be done. So with the other one, we planted the seed even before looking into the business in any great detail anyway. With this particular one, they approached us and then we asked for all of the documents up front. Nowadays, that's what I'm doing. As soon as someone comes, right, I want to see everything up front. Yeah, obviously NDA signed and everything like that, so they don't need to be worried about, you know, the non-disclosure side of things. We want to see everything up front. So looked at the business and said, okay, you know what, this deal, there is no way that anyone can buy it except for if someone is going to be an owner-operator and they've got cash and they're willing to give you cash from their pocket. That's the only way that you're going to sell this business. Otherwise, good luck trying to sell it. And I think they knew that anyway. So they agreed after some back and forth negotiation. They wanted X amount up front. We said, no, we can't do that. So on and so on. It came down to 100% seller finance deal. So even after all of that negotiation, it went down like that. And then we done some more checks, of course, because don't forget, sellers, they're not going to give you 100% all of the information on day one. You know, I did say that we want to look at everything up front. I mean that to make a good assessment for ourselves. Of course, when we started digging even deeper and we went to meet the team and we looked at the place and we looked at the operations of the business, we found out very quickly that, you know what, this business is going to take too much work from our part to take it to the place that we need it to be, that we want it to be. So therefore, we stepped away from the deal. And that's a lesson that just because you're getting a 100% seller finance deal, don't always go for it. Now, if you're going to be an owner operator and you get a person who's willing to give you a business for 100% seller finance, then you can go for it. I don't say you should go for it, you can go for it. Because you're going to be there day to day. You're going to be there grinding. You're going to be the one who's going to be pushing it to the next level. And that's perfectly fine. Because of course you could be watching this video right now and be like, you know what, I don't want to start a business from scratch. I'd rather have something which is already established so I can hit the ground running and I can add my magic in there to take it to the next level. And that's great. But generally speaking, I'm an owner investor. I don't work in the day-to-day of all of these businesses. So I want to ensure that it has particular criteria that it meets for us to even go for it. So that second business, it was a 100% seller finance deal, and to everyone's dismay, including my wife, she was like, I can't believe you didn't go for that deal. Because of course, every single deal is more money in our pocket. So I hope that gives you an understanding of the psychology that you need to use when you're looking for a 100% seller finance deal, or when a 100% seller finance deal comes across your table. Always look for it, be suspicious, ask questions, don't slack on due diligence, and don't be afraid to walk away even though it's a 100% seller finance deal. So best of luck with your business buying journey. And if you want to find out more about how to buy a business, then I've got plenty of videos on this channel. Feel free to watch as many as you want and get that education on how to buy your first business.